What's up, guys? I have another new soundbar from Ultimea called Skywave F40 Boom. You know, we already have many videos about Ultimea soundbars on our channel Tech Brothers, but that's not even all the new models that are coming out. The company produces many different soundbars, and to be honest, I'm a little confused by them myself. However, I know for sure that Skywave is a flagship series of soundbars which stand out for their premium design and features. The Skywave F40 Boom is not the best model in this lineup because there are more powerful and more expensive models, but it is the latest soundbar released. The main features of the Ultimea Skywave F40 Boom are 5.1.2 channel, Dolby Atmos support, 460 watts peak power, BassMX, and Smart Up support. It is interesting that the main soundbar has a dual-unit design and 5 channels, such as left up-firing channel, right up-firing channel, left channel, center channel, and right channel. None of the previous Ultimea soundbars we tested had so many channels. I really want to check the sound quality, but let's start the review with unboxing and design. So the box of the Skywave F40 Boom has a classic design for all Ultimea soundbars. I like this picture showing the arrangement and sound distribution in the room, especially how the sound reflects off the ceiling. Now let me take everything out of the box, and then we will see what's in there. So the biggest thing here is a subwoofer. We will talk about its design a little later. Then we have a soundbar. As I said before, it has a dual-unit design and consists of 2 parts. As for the surround speakers, they are in this box. There is also a surround speaker power adapter here. Finally, we have the last cardboard box with an HDMI cable, HDMI adapter, rear surround cable, digital optical cable, wall bracket and wall mounting kit, as well as remote control. I forgot to show you the user manual and the soundbar system placement layout. That's it. As always, unboxing the soundbar is very exciting because there is so much stuff inside. Okay, now let's move on to the design. As I said before, Skywave is a flagship series of soundbars from Ultimea, and the design of the new Skywave F40 Boom speaks for itself. I mean, these gold elements in the soundbar and subwoofer. Even the logos and touch buttons on the soundbar are gold. They really give the soundbar a premium and a very expensive look. At the same time, the soundbar, subwoofer and surround speakers are made of matte plastic, which doesn't leave fingerprints or scratches. That's very good. So let's take a look at the soundbar. So the soundbar consists of 2 parts, and I don't think they can be used separately. You need to connect them before use. Just align the joints of the 2 parts and twist to connect. The entire front panel of the soundbar has a speaker grill, and there are also 2 speaker grills at the top. The top panel also has touch control buttons, such as power, source, Bluetooth, minus and plus. On the back there are mounts for installing the soundbar on the wall, as well as connectivity options such as HDMI eARC, optical, USB, sub-out, and a DC in. As for the size of the soundbar, it is really long, 400 by 90 by 50 mm. The weight is 825 grams. When it comes to the subwoofer, it is also quite large, because it has a 6.5-inch speaker. Its dimensions are 320 by 195 by 240 mm. The weight is 3700 grams. The subwoofer has a built-in cable that you need to connect to the soundbar. Later I will show you the full connection process. Finally, the Skywave F40 Boom comes with two surround speakers. The right speaker has a DC in port. In addition, each speaker has a port for connecting them to each other. The size of one of the speaker is 130 by 70 by 70 mm. The weight is 250 grams. You know the surround speakers have a simple design, because no one will see them from behind the sofa. But the soundbar and subwoofer will be in the front of the TV, and they are very noticeable thanks to their gold elements. Before we move on to installation and connection, let's check out the mobile app. All Ultimea soundbars we tested had support for a mobile app, and the Skywave F40 Boom is no exception. The application is called Ultimea. As soon as I connected the soundbar to my smartphone, the firmware update was detected. That's really good that the soundbar is getting firmware updates. So in the app we can see the connected soundbar. And there's even a Dolby Atmos logo here, so you don't forget about it. Then you can control the music through the app, namely play, pause, and switch tracks. There is also a volume control available in the app. You can turn the soundbar off and on using the app and change the audio source from eARC, optical, Bluetooth and USB. However, the main feature here is the equalizer. First, there are 6 sound modes available, such as movie, music, voice, sport, game and night. Then you can use the sound effects sliders to adjust bass, mid-range and treble. There are also surround and up-firing sliders and Xupmix feature at the very bottom for adjusting the surround sound. By the way, I don't remember previous soundbars having these sliders. It seems to be a new feature for the Skywave F40 Boom. Finally, you can use custom settings to create your own equalizer. So overall, the app is really useful if you want to customize your sound settings. However, for most people, the remote control will be enough. The remote control for the Ultimea Skywave F40 Boom has many buttons for selecting the source, controlling playback, adjusting BassMX, mid-range and treble, and selecting sound modes, and even adjusting the surround sound and up-firing. You know, we will definitely check out surround sound and up-firing, because these are the main features of the Skywave F40 Boom soundbar. But now let's install the soundbar. By installation, I mean placing the soundbar in the living room. In this image, we can see how it should be placed. So the soundbar is in front of the TV, and the subwoofer is to the side of it. The two surround sound speakers are located behind the sofa. That's it. I have the same layout as in this image. As for connection, first we need to connect the soundbar to a power source and then connect the subwoofer to the soundbar. You can also use an HDMI cable to connect the soundbar to your TV, or just use a Bluetooth. The surround speakers also need to be connected to a power source, specifically the right speaker, and then connected to each other using a cable. Once you have completed all of this, the surround speakers will pair with the soundbar wirelessly. You can take another look at the image from the official website to better understand the connection. Okay, now let's move on to the sound quality. The Ultimea Skywave F40 Boom supports Dolby Atmos, but for that you need to connect the soundbar to a TV that also supports Dolby Atmos. If your TV doesn't support Dolby Atmos, you can still enjoy surround sound thanks to BassMX Technology. This feature, powered by Dolby DAP, transforms regular audio into multi-channel surround sound. You just need to press the button on the remote or in the app to activate this feature. The soundbar also supports Surround X technology. Let's listen to how it sounds. Let's also listen to how the sound changes when you press the surround sound and up-firing buttons on the remote control. As for the bass, the soundbar has a 6.5-inch subwoofer and supports BassMX Technology. By the way, I read on the box that if you want a softer sound, you need to set BassMX to -3 on the remote. I will use the default settings of 0, but if you want more powerful bass, you can increase it to +6. Let's compare the sound from the soundbar and TV's built-in speakers.
You're making a mistake, thinking that I'm just going to be some grateful kid who'll bend the knee to an old-timer.
His adolescence at the Emmy Awards, with 15-year-old Owen Cooper becoming the youngest ever male winner for his breakout role. It was one of 6 awards the show picked up. Our correspondent David Willis has more.
It's a celebration of the best in television, and the night of gritty British miniseries all but swept the board.
Although it is difficult to convey sound quality through a camera, I think you can still hear the difference between the soundbar and the TV's built-in speakers. This is the first soundbar we have tested with up-firing speakers, and I think it is really useful feature because you can hear surround sound even without a Dolby Atmos support. In addition, the Skywave F40 Boom has a large subwoofer with the BassMX technology for bass power control. We don't usually pay much attention to soundbar design, but the Skywave F40 Boom looks very good and even premium, even though it is a budget soundbar under $300. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon!